Hey, what's up everyone? This is C Good. Thank you for joining in because I'm going to share with you my best albums of 2024. It's that time of the year, and if you are looking for end of the year content, then this is the place to be because I'm going to share with you 10 albums that I have been listening to and enjoying the most, ranking from 10 to my number one album of the year. And I just want to express to you and explain why I really listen to these albums relentlessly. I thought this year was fucking killer. Stellar fucking bands. Music is just getting better throughout every single fucking year. And I know after this video, you might be taking this list personal. But you know what? Don't take it personal because it's my personal list. These are the albums that I have resonated with. And if you would love to share your favorite albums throughout the year, feel free to comment below because I like to know what you listen to. I'm pretty sure there are albums I've never got to or I've never heard of. And I won't be mentioning any honorable mentions because I already have 5 other videos that are categorized within different genres. And if there was an album that was in one of those other 5 videos that are not in this video, then that means that was probably one of my honorable mentions. But enough of me talking, let's get into it. Grab your snacks, drinks, sit back and relax, and here are my best albums of 2024. Coming in at number 10 is a band from Italy, and that is Fulci with their new album, Duckface Killings.
Good efficient butchery.
Here is a spoiler. This is my death metal album of the year. This was a fucking killer, brutal, gory death metal album. I mean, there were so many good things about it. And the first thing I want to point off is that there was different kinds of genres that went into this album. There was a blend of jazz, 80s synthesizer, and then in one of the tracks there is a vocalist that sounds like nu metal or rap, but it goes so fucking hard and doomy. I mean, this entire album is outstanding, very chuggy. There are some slam elements, but above all, this album and band had the strongest death metal vocals in my opinion. But if you have not heard this album yet, check it out because it's fucking brutal. Coming in at number 9 is a band from Nashville, Tennessee, and that is Sidon with their album Visual Kill, The Blossoming of Psychotic Depravity. This was a badass album. Riff City for days. That's what I loved about it. And the blast beats came in at a perfect time. This is a good fucking epic black metal album. There are atmospheric black metal elements at times, but above all, I feel like there was more epicness. And I love the vocals and the guitarists and the blast beats fill up the room. And it was just fucking amazing. Like, I could not listen to this album enough. It almost made one of my best black metal albums. Spoiler, that means there's another black metal album in here. I love how there was like interludes and like outros in between the tracks, and I just enjoy the last track, which is acoustic. That would kind of remind me of some like emo stuff. But yeah, if you have not heard this album, check it out because it's fucking epic. Coming in at number 8 is a band from Paris, France, and that is Alcest with their album Les Chants de l'Or. What can I say? I fucking love Girlfriend black metal, which is fucking black gaze. These guys are known to be pioneers of the black gaze genre. They've been around since the early 2000s, and this album is just fucking beautiful. I mean, it's like very wondrous. There's so much like instrumentation. They put a lot of work into it, and I gotta say, you're going to hear those black metal blast beats along with those guitar tremolos, and there is some black gaze in here that sounds pretty fucking gnarly. and it does get pretty like ambient with the acoustic sounds, and Nij's voice just sounds outstanding. With this type of music, his voice just sounds very fucking blissful, and it's like everything he touches is fucking gold and lava. Most importantly, Nij's voice sounds badass, the guitar riffs are just fucking amazing, and the blast beats are fucking perfect. And if you have not heard this album yet, check it out because it's beautiful. Coming in at number 7 is a band from Los Angeles, California, and that is Touché and Amore with their album Spiral in a Straight Line.
The day is nearly done, another day repeats. I had to settle up to remind myself that I paid the price of oil so I could provide to do so.
These kings of post-hardcore are still like getting me all the time. They can never fucking miss. Everything they make is fucking gold. Although this album is pretty fucking good in a post-hardcore way, and this band just keeps on doing it. You may see this band a lot in my YouTube channel. Above all, I love how a lot of this music brings back a lot of post-hardcore elements, and there's a lot of cool blast beats which I love from a post-hardcore band, and I think Touché Amore does it pretty fucking good with this genre. And the album is pretty like melodic. I mean, like there's a lot of good like post-hardcore, crust punk into it, and then there's some times where it sounds very like post-punk, and there could be some like weird elements of like instrumentation that they're trying to experiment, but they fucking do it well. And it's just a fucking cathartic album. Everything they make is going to be captivating, but if you have not heard this album yet, check it out because it's badass. Coming in at number 6 is a band from Atlanta, Georgia, and that is Vimur with their album The Timeless Ever Present. This is my black metal album of the year. This epic cult black metal band is just fucking perfection, and this is everything I fucking love about metal. The blast beats are great, the vocals are fucking intense and raw, the production of recording this album just sounds fucking perfect in a great black metal way. Although this is a fucking brutal black metal album, it's just like relentless non-stop. The fucking riffs are just amazing to make you want to fucking kick ass, and it's just explosive. If you want to listen to some good black metal, check out Vimur because they're gonna fucking blow your mind, and they're fucking killer. Coming in at number 5 is a band from Wales, United Kingdom, and that is Los Campesinos with their album All Hell. Isn't this what it is that we live in? Is fucking all hell. I do not listen to any indie rock or new indie rock music as it is of now because everything I listen to is very fucking heavy and blistering. Although this is one of my favorite indie rock bands. Los Campesinos could never do wrong. It's been since 2017 since they had their last album, which was Six Scenes, and that was fucking sick. And this album, I didn't think I was going to like it, but it fucking, plugged into my heart, and I thought it was a fucking amazing album. I love all the, build up into it, which has, post-rock, post-hardcore as well, with those indie folk elements. And the wackiness to these lyrics are pretty cool. It just makes you feel good. This album is, perfection to an indie rock album. And yeah, I can't say any more about this album. If you have not heard this album, check it out because it's pretty fucking fun. Coming in at number 4 is a band from Rockford, Illinois, and that is Frail with their album Artificial Bouquet. This is some fucking intense screamo. A lot of people are going to have this album for their end of the year list or fucking best screamo album. This is a fucking badass album. I can't say more about it. It took me a good fucking 1 to 2 weeks just to analyze it and just realize oh damn, this is a fucking masterpiece. Better than the last one. There's a lot of great fucking post-metal or post-rock build-up along with those abrasive screamo moments. And yeah, the vocals are, typical screamo, but when it comes down to the instrumentation, I mean, it's just phenomenal. Everything's just amazing about it. I wish I could play fucking guitar like this, bass guitar is fucking even amazing too, and the drumming is just fucking insane. Once again, it's pretty fucking melodic, it's epic, it's intense, and it's pretty fucking cathartic. So if you have not heard this album, check it out because it's gonna blow your mind. Coming in at number 3 is a band from Austin, Texas, and that is Glassing with their album From the Other Side of the Mirror. This album is just fucking stellar. It is beyond badass. And one of the reasons why this is my favorite albums, top 3 albums of the year, because you hear a lot of different genres. In that, I'm going to say you hear black metal, post-hardcore, black gaze, sludge, doom, ambience, post-rock. Like, this band could, do no wrong. Their formula is just amazing. Whatever they got going, they're going to keep on going. And this whole album is just pretty fucking epic. I love how the beginning starts off as like more of a sludge, doomy, post-hardcore tracks into it, and then it gets fucking intense with like more faster post-hardcore with some black gaze into it, and then it just gets like straight into like black metal that sounds like Emperor. And I love how like one of their outros sounds like This Will Destroy You, and it goes back into their last track, which is Wake, which is beyond fucking cathartic, and it sounds amazing, and you can't go wrong with that track for being a closer. But this is my number 3, and if you have not heard this album yet, check it out because it's amazing. Coming in at number 2 is a band from Fredericksburg, Virginia, and that is Infant Island with their album Obsidian Wreath. Screamo fucking album of the year. This album came out the first 2 weeks of the year, which was January 14th, and I thought it was like beyond amazing, and I was like, no one's gonna top this fucking Screamo album, and guess what? No one fucking did. No one topped the Screamo album. I mean, this album's fucking primal, it's powerful. No one is coming out with like heavy drumming as this. The riffs are just fucking outstanding with like those post-rock black gaze riffs. And the vocals are just fucking killer. Like, everything is just, like, barbaric about this album. That's why it's my number 1 Screamo album of the year. There are some interludes that are very ambient, just very weird, distorted in a post-rock way. And I love how they have some great acoustics that go into this album. And there is some like, shoegaze or black gaze. And the ending to this fucking album, it just goes, like, balls off the wall. They just fucking crank it up and just become very explosive. And when I talk about post-rock, this band is definitely infused and inspired by This Will Destroy You. But I love how it brings in other elements of different bands, like the number 12 Looks Like You or Ostraka. But this album is fucking killer. I could just go on more about it. I did an album review for this album at the beginning of the year. But if you have not heard this album, check it out because it's the best Screamo album of the year. Coming in at number 1, my album of the year is a band from Oak Park, Illinois, and that is Sadness with their album I Want to Make Something as Beautiful as You. Sadness. I listened to Sadness to Kill the Sadness. This album is just beyond cathartic. It's stellar. It's super emotional. I can't say more fucking about it, but this is what I have to say, is that this album is more of like a shoegaze post-rock album, even though this band is known for being black gaze, but everything's great beyond the parts of being shoegaze, because in a shoegaze album, there's not that many blast beats, which sounds fucking amazing in this album. And you do hear some like emo post-hardcore elements. And I just love how Damien Ojeda, which is the one-man project of this band, has his like soothing, distorted or like just weird voice that goes well into this fucking album. There's only 4 tracks in here, and I think this album is known for EP, but it's 48 minutes long, so let's just call it a fucking album. And I think everything's just great about it, like the build up, all the post-rock tones, the blast beats which sounds like black gaze. It's soothing, it's intense. It just makes you want to do better live. It makes you feel so fucking good. And I just gotta say thank you, Damien, because this album was definitely life changing for me. There was a lot of great moments I had with it where I feel like I wanted to cry at times, because I know as we go throughout our lives there are some changes that we need to make our life more beautiful. This album is just fantastic. I can't say more about it, and I'm just gonna close it out to that. So that was my album of the year. Yeah, that's it for me. Those are my 10 best albums of the year. This year was just fucking outstanding with fucking badass music. And if you are still watching, thank you for, joining in, listening. And I hope you picked out some good albums for this year. And I hope you saw some good albums for the end of the year. That's why I do it. I just want to share cool music. Maybe there's something that you never heard of. And like always, feel free to comment on your favorite albums, share your music, because that's why we do this, just to share with the community. And just to remind you, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you like it. Make sure you like the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. And this is the last video for the end of the year. I'll see you till next year in 2025. Therefore, take care, be safe, and peace.